Hey everyone, this is Hollander Cooper with GamesRadar.com, here with Wes Bunn, senior game designer for UFC Undisputed 3, talking about the game. And can you give us a little introduction to what makes this year's version, or actually this iteration, because you didn't go not yearly anymore, so different?
That extra time, it's actually interesting you mentioned that extra time gave us the ability to make the significant changes that we wanted to make. It's hard on a yearly franchise to put all the things that we want to put into the game. So when you pick up UFC 3, you're going to notice right off the bat that it feels different. We made a lot of changes to the gameplay, refining our gameplay systems. We worked our striking, we worked our clinch and our ground game, and introduced a new submission system. We introduced a new control scheme. For those of you that had a little bit of difficulty with the previous control scheme, this new control scheme just allows you to flick up or down on the right stick to perform your transitions. So it's a lot easier for people to just pick it up and just start having fun right away.
Now, you say that you made the controls a little easier for people who want to go into that mode. Does that mean you've dumbed down the controls at all, or is there still a benefit to using the advanced mode?
Oh, not at all. Yeah, we're all hardcore fighting game fans ourselves and hardcore MMA fans. We just wanted to make it the game for the casual fans who may not be as familiar with UFC, who watch pay-per-view here and there and wanted to have fun, to be able to pick it up and play. With the original control scheme, the one that we've had in the previous iterations, you're still going to have some advantages that you won't have over the alternate control scheme. So, for example, with the Pro controls, you can start a transition and your opponent will try to reverse you, expending energy. With the Pro controls, you can just start and then transition whenever you want. It's up to the player to decide when they want to complete the transition. It's very, very key for the competitive aspect of the game. On the alternate control scheme, as soon as you start a transition, it's going to perform the animation for you. You're going to do the transition. There's no way to stall it.
It sounds like you made a ton of tweaks like that are big for tournament players, but for everyone else, I think the biggest enhancement is probably the addition of Pride Mode. Can you talk a little bit about that?
It's one of the things that we've always wanted to do, include Pride. Myself, I joined the project in 2006. I was on every iteration of the game, and since the very beginning, that's something that I've always wanted to do, was have Pride Fighting Championships in there. Back in 2006, when the UFC actually acquired the Pride license, we thought it would be cool as, hey, what if Nogueira and Krokop and these guys that are legends in Pride made it into the UFC? How would they do? Eventually, they started coming over, and we wanted to pay homage to that era. So with the inclusion of Pride Fighting Championships this year and UFC 3, you'll be able to use those fighters back in their heydays, back when they were at the top of their game. So they'll have different stats, different models. You'll be able to soccer kick, foot stomp, knee to the head. It's a whole different playing experience.
So what's your favorite thing about the addition of Pride Mode?
The soccer kicks, probably. It gives positions like north-south and sprawl, the more technical MMA positions, they're more deadly in Pride. In the UFC, you can't knee to the head, you can't soccer kick. In Pride, if you get in one of those positions, it's a very compromising position to be in.
And can you take UFC fighters that never actually competed in Pride and put them over to Pride Mode and have them head kicking and doing all that stuff?
Yeah, it's actually really interesting because it gives you the opportunity to have dream matchups. How would today's John Jones do against Vanderlei Silva, who dominated for 6 years back in the day? How would they do if they fought each other? And you can do that in the game. You can take any UFC fighter and put them in Pride, and you can also take any Pride era fighter and fight them in UFC. So that's really cool.
All right, cool. And any plans for either DLC fighters or retailer exclusive pre-order bonus fighters?
Yeah, there is actually. You're going to have to check with your local GameStops. I don't know them off the top of my head, but I know we have a promotion with GameStop for some DLC fighters. I do know that if you go to the Undisputed Facebook page, you will get Alistair Overeem for free. So that's a cool deal.
Yeah, he's pretty popular, I heard.
Yeah, he just beat Brock Lesnar, and he's going to fight Junior Dos Santos next, and could be the next heavyweight champ. You get to play him in the game.
Sounds good. So can you give us the details about the game, when it's coming out, what it's coming out for?
UFC Undisputed 3 is coming out February 14th. It's going to be on Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you.